Welcome to Keeping the Magic, the podcast, a space for open, authentic conversations that guide us home to our true selves and to our magic within. Let's begin. Welcome everyone to episode 16. Wow, I can't believe episode 16 and actually probably the last of the season. I created my podcast, which actually was named Let's Talk Podcast about 3 years ago. And I can remember I created the podcast because I really felt the need to be able to talk about subjects and things that you usually wouldn't talk about with your friends or just even in society. And it was really a way of going in deeper and discovering the truths of our, inner world, our being, and how to expand and to become our higher self. To become, and even become is not the word because we always have been that person. We've always had those abilities, capabilities, that strength, and that potential within. It's just that we didn't know and we couldn't see it. And so I really started to share, to talk about more authentic subjects, more spiritual subjects, the one that gets you to ask questions about yourself and about life. And I've done 3 seasons, and every time I stopped the season when I felt it was enough, where I felt that personally I didn't need to share, and where personally I had, in a way, learnt enough. And I really feel it's really important nowadays that, there is so much information out there. There's so much that we are always, like reading, sharing, talking about, taking in so much information. And then there's kind of this point where we never stop. We never really stop and say, have I learned enough? Do I know enough? And maybe do I need to now integrate and embody what I've been reading and hearing about? And so, it kind of follows that line, that trend that, when it's enough, it's enough. And we also need the moment to be able to, to just really integrate and assimilate the lessons. And so for me, it feels like this now where I have shared, I have had amazing guests on my podcast, and I really feel grateful for these amazing people actually reaching out to me, wanting to be on my podcast and to have these conversations with me. Really, really fills my heart and really makes me extremely grateful. We've been talking about so many different subjects, so many important subjects, tools and tips that we can apply in our life. We've talked about grief, AI, how AI can be a wonderful tool to navigate grief with guardian angels. We talked about yoga and how yoga really is a way of life, how yoga can really help you to integrate those lessons, to embody your truth in your body. Because if you know things, but you never integrate them in the body, you never feel them in the body, it's incomplete. And so yoga, of course, for me, speaks a lot because I practice yoga almost every day, and it's really part of my life, and it has been for a very long time. Then Reiki, we talked about Reiki, which I was more foreign to and which I love discovering, how we can practice Reiki on ourselves, how we can teach Reiki to others, and how we can help the world by uplifting the frequency thanks to Reiki. It's simple, it's quite easy, and it's so powerful. And then I've had amazing guests who were intuitive guides, coaches, spiritual mentors who wrote amazing books and who shared their perspectives of life and through their own experiences of really going to the extremes, to really living life, attaining amazing goals, learning what it means to be resistant, to be perseverant, consistent, and also learning how to believe, how to trust. And I really feel grateful again, because I feel that all these kind of truths or perspectives and knowings put together really make a whole. If there was a sphere, if there was this ball of light, all these subjects that we have been talking about, all these guests that came, really make it whole, because each part, kind of like a puzzle, they all fit together. And, like, you can want to climb Mount Everest and attain a certain goal and live in extreme conditions and learn to feel comfortable in the extremely uncomfortable. But yet you can learn how to do that. But if you don't believe and if you don't trust, just as we talked about with Chris Land and his book, The Infinity Within, it doesn't work. And it's all a matter of balance, and it's all a matter of bringing it together and having this sphere of this ball of light, which is whole, which is complete. And that's where I want to come to this wholeness of, we are all whole. We are already complete. We hear about the healing journey a lot when we're in the self-development world, and when you're a coach or a mentor or a therapist, we hear healing, healing, healing. And I use that term for a long time, and there is a part of healing, but I don't really like to use it anymore, because healing means that you have something wrong. Healing means that you're broken and that you need to be fixed. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be healed. You just need to remember who you are. You just need to get to know yourself. And that's what we talked about, Dina Berin, getting to know yourself, trusting your intuition, knowing what intuition means. And when you can really trust your intuition, that inner voice, which is literally your higher self or your higher version of you, in a way, the spiritual version that's always there within, guiding you. And when you can listen to that, you get to know yourself, and you get to shed and unravel all the layers of conditioning, limiting beliefs, the fears that we have, and discovering, wow, it was within me all along. And there's also another aspect that I do want to talk about. Maybe I'm going a bit too far, and yeah, you don't have to listen to all of it. While I believe that we are whole, and it's a matter of remembering who we are, our true self, and being able to navigate and go through life being authentically ourselves, I also feel that we are conditioned in another way. So we're trying to uncondition ourselves with all these limiting beliefs, these fears, these things that we have heard from many sources, society, families, friends, other sources, other experiences in life. Okay. And we've been conditioned that way. And then we get into the healing world, the world of spirituality, the world of reconnection, the world of we are not separate, we are one, and the world that we are all connected. And many, many messages are shared regarding spirituality, regarding self-help, regarding self-development, self-discovery, self-love, all these terms that we know about or may not know about, but we use when we are in that field. And again, I realize almost this morning that we become conditioned by all that. And so while I'm trying to uncondition myself from everything that I was taught and learned that makes me feel small, that makes me feel unworthy, that makes me feel incomplete. I searched for all that nourishment, for all that beautiful, beautiful stories, theories, connection. So much to learn from and to discover. That there are messages that we hear again and again and again that eventually condition us again to think and to feel a certain way. And I am a really very strong believer of balance in life. Everything is balance. If you are not at all spiritual, you will suffer. If you are too spiritual, you will suffer. If you are too much of something, if you eat too much of something, if you drink too much of something, if you smoke too much of something, there's an imbalance which will be unhealthy and it will be toxic. No matter what the imbalance is, it will be toxic. And again, if we're too much into that conditioning of spirituality, self-love, self-help, you should think a certain way. You should think that you're whole. You should think that you need no one because you can be happy on your own, that you can be whole on your own because you are whole. Yes. But hearing those things can be dangerous because you can also end up in isolation. You can also end up being very unhappy, even though you are extremely spiritual and extremely healthy and extremely, what you think, balanced. But you're not, because you're an extreme. You're just in the spiritual. You're just in all that. I should be this. I should be that. The ego this, the ego that. I shouldn't, all the I shouldn'ts and I shoulds create conditioning. How can we be free of conditioning no matter where it comes from and what it is? Taking a bit of everywhere, of everything, depending on who you are, what resonates with you in society, in a certain field, with certain people, and create your own, in a way, mini universe within yourself. Create your own, in a way, ecosystem within yourself, with all those little components that you chose. But to not get stuck in a certain thought mechanism. We are so influenced daily, whether we're like scrolling on different platforms, social media platforms, watching ads, hearing ads, listening to podcasts. We are influenced constantly and we don't even realize it. We don't even know how much our brain and our system is being fed constantly with information and stuff that we end up believing. And I'm not saying it's harmful. Most of it can be very beautiful and very nourishing and very true, especially when you are aware, especially when you are conscious, especially when you are willing to grow, when you are in that space. But again, it can be dangerous when you go too far, when in a way you don't listen to yourself. Because when we are in the well-being world, we know how to listen to ourselves. We know how to reconnect. We know how to connect within ourselves, maybe to connect also with something larger, the divine. And we have the tools, we have everything, but then we can forget that we are human and that we have human needs. Human needs is connection. It's love. It's communicating. It's exchanging. It's listening and expressing our emotions. And that can very easily get kind of brushed away and suppressed, or handled in a certain way because I'm spiritual, because I'm a coach, because I'm a therapist, because I am so connected. I don't need this and that because, wow, I feel so amazing just with my own spirituality. No, we are human. And I'm sorry, but I don't like living alone. I don't like being single. Even though I'm whole, I love myself, I am confident in my own skin. In a way, I've worked for it. Like, I haven't always been confident. I haven't always felt this way, so aligned within. I haven't. But I still need connection. I still need love. I still need to be loved. I still need to have connection with other people, live in community. Human beings are social animals that need connection. And actually, whether we are spiritual or not, the world wants us to be separate. Not wants us in the bad way, like, it's the devil, like, no, but the society and the way things are functioning nowadays, and it's been functioning for a long time now, wants us to be separate, to think that we are an individual with our individual needs, and that, we have to defend ourselves and that we have to protect ourselves, and this is how we should do things, and like, I have to have my own back. And we are separate without, so separate with others, but we're also separate within. Separate within. And while those who are willing to grow and to evolve and to change that are no longer separate within, they are whole, they are aligned, they are centered with their being, with their true self, with who they are. They know who they are. But sometimes they need it also in the exterior world, and it's missing. It's lacking because, wow, it's hard out there. There aren't many people who are willing to be vulnerable. There aren't many people who are able to open their hearts. To have an open heart is fucking courageous, and I'm sorry to be rude. It requires so much courage to be vulnerable with someone or with people, with friends, with a partner, with our family, with even strangers, to see the other not as separate, not as someone, oh, he's he and I am me. In a way, yes, of course we are. We're individual beings with our own unique qualities, and we are physically one unique being, but we are not separate. That person has a heart, has a soul, and we are all connected, whether we want it or not, whether we believe in spirituality, in energy, whatever. Even if we don't believe in it, it's still happening and it's still there, and that's just how it is. And yeah, I really, my message again, and maybe I'm going far into this, but again, this is kind of normally the last episode of my season, and I really wanted to summarize and talk about all this because, yeah, we need connection. We need love. We are spiritual beings, but we are also human. We are having a human experience. We are going through life. We are experiencing joyful moments and very hard moments, and we navigate both. And we try to find the balance in both. But we need each other. And that's why I'm so happy when I see that there are more and more communities being created and people gathering, and so much love is shared and so much love is being created. So yes, more connection, more communication, more vulnerability, more open hearts. And open heart does not mean I don't have boundaries. It means I'm so kind that I'm going to say yes to everything and it doesn't matter. No, know your boundaries. You know when it's off. When it's off, you don't do it. You don't say yes, you don't do it, and you protect your boundaries and you protect your energy. It takes practice, but once you kind of get the thing and you feel it within, you will know. And the more you practice and the more you will know. And it's okay to make mistakes, because anything you are learning to do or to feel, you will make mistakes. Make the mistakes and you will understand eventually how to protect your energy, your needs, and your boundaries. Boundaries, open heart. How can you maybe play with those two things? So connection, communication, open heart, and not getting stuck in another type of conditioning of the mind. I should be like this, I should do like that, because otherwise I'm not spiritual enough, otherwise I'm not good enough, otherwise I'm wrong, otherwise it's bad. And again, here we go again, the mind telling you, it's bad, it's not good, it's this, it's that, labeling everything. We don't want to label, we want to be. We want to be. We want to know who we are, and we want to connect. So I think that's all I have to say. I'm not going to continue to ramble on this. I think it's actually quite clear, and it really came from my heart, and I really felt the need to share this. And yeah, whoever is listening right now, I just want to say, trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Know your boundaries. You know your boundaries when you listen to yourself. You do. Keep an open heart. And don't feel guilty for having beautiful and amazing desires for life. You deserve everything that you can think of and makes you vibrate. If it makes you happy and it makes you vibrate powerfully within, then you deserve those desires and those dreams to actually happen and manifest. So believe and trust that you deserve everything you want. If it's connection, yes, connection. If it's financial abundance, yes, financial abundance. If it's feeling peace within, yes, peace within. Whatever it is, you are allowed, and most of all, it's your birthright. You deserve it. So I'm sending you so much love to all of you right now, and I'm looking forward to what life will bring or create or spark within. Maybe I'll be showing up sooner than planned, maybe not. But until then, yeah, know who you are, open heart, and we need connection. Lots of love. Thank you for listening to Keeping the Magic, the podcast. You can listen to more episodes now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Trust your potential within. Lots of love.